Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking the INKEY List, and it seems, for once, they might just be listening. Now, for years, the INKEY List were kind of known as like the good guys in the skincare world. They offered really great formulations, well, we all thought at the time they did, and they offered them at really affordable price points. Unfortunately, the more you know about the brand, the less impressed you'll be about their products. They had an awful lot of marketing which went into their product line, kind of using buzzwords, popular ingredients, and some deceptive measures to make us, the consumer, believe we were getting more than we actually were. People started to call them out on this. This is something I've covered on the channel quite frequently, and I'll leave a link to a video I did recently on that up there. However, things might be turning a corner. We've noticed quite a few of the INKEY List products have gone through a bit of a rebranding. They've changed some of the names, and I want to discuss and talk about all that in today's video. Is it really enough? Sit back, relax, let's talk rebranding the INKEY List. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your own hot take is when it comes to the INKEY List. So sound off with your thoughts, feelings and opinions in the comments section below. If you're like me, you like the channel and you love some skincare content here on YouTube, don't forget to reach down and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. It's one of the best ways of supporting me as a content creator, because the more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform, which just guarantees as many people as possible can learn about our wonderful Mad About Skin community. But with all that being said, shall we cut that waffle and delve straight on in? And I guess let's talk very briefly about the road travelled so far, how we got here. Well, the INKEY List has actually only been around for like 4 or 5 years. I know, it seems like so much longer because they're such an established brand now, but they went from nothing to like international prominence in a very short space of time. Whilst that definitely should be applauded, the backgrounds of the founders very much in the beauty and the skincare space already have those connections, those links that really made it possible to get this super fast growth. Of course, we all fell in love with the brand from day one. We liked the aesthetics, how the products looked. We loved the focus on single active formulations, which were really hot and trendy at the time, and we of course adored the drugstore price point. It was really easy to access the products too. You could walk into your favourite drugstore, see the INKEY List products on the shelf, try the testers, do all of that before you actually committed to a purchase, which I think a lot of people really appreciated. They marketed very cleverly from day one. They kind of knew what they were doing, and you could tell there's a very heavy marketing background from the founders and the people involved in this brand. Some of their recent launches though have kind of failed and missed the mark hard, and I think this is where some of that marketing strategy started to unravel, and people started to say, actually, how much can we trust this brand? Well, you know what? They never really hid their colours from the start. One of the first things they declared themselves to be was like the fast fashion equivalent in the skincare world. Nowadays, a lot of people kind of turn their nose up at that because, let's be honest, we're all about minimising waste and consumption, and that fast fashion moment I think has kind of passed. But this is very much what the INKEY List wanted to do. They wanted to stack the shelves, sell multiple units at low prices, and trends come and go, and they would kind of fit in with whatever was hot in that moment. They focused in on what were like unknown or innovative sounding ingredients to sell their products. The fulvic acid cleanser. They had the succinct acid blemish treatment. People hadn't heard of these ingredients, and so they gravitated towards what they thought were unique products. In truth, it wasn't the fulvic acid or the succinct acid or any of their other hyped ingredients. What they were doing the heavy lifting in these products, it was the other base formulation ingredients. This really started to get called out, and I think a lot of people started to get a bit fed up with this approach. Calling out an ingredient that sounds hyped and trendy to sell a product over your competitors, when actually the brand know that that ingredient isn't really doing a whole lot in the formulation. It kind of seemed a little bit misleading, and people started to question whether the INKEY List really were the good guys in the skincare world. Things kind of unraveled further from there. We realised that maybe the retinol serum didn't have the percentage of retinol that the brand made out on all of their marketing. When you read in the small print, it's actually a retistar complex, which is very different in terms of concentrations to the one that was all over their marketing literature. People started to say, really, is this brand actually going in the wrong direction? They then partnered with Hyram on the Selfless by Hyram skincare line, and this just really helped this unravel even further. You could tell that the INKEY List had their greasy paws all over this skincare line, from things like the coenzyme Q10 antioxidant serum that didn't actually contain coenzyme Q10. Yeah, I know, I covered that in a video which I'll link up there, but this left a lot of people thinking, yeah, you can just see with the INKEY List, it's all about getting those sales volumes and their units, and they kind of really don't care how transparent they're being in terms of their marketing and their promotional material. I think things have started to change a little bit recently, and I'm a great believer in second chances, taking a second look at brands when they try to change. But let's just talk about whether it's really enough. So, a couple of their original products have been renamed and rebranded. They've not made a huge song and dance about this, any promotional literature, it just kind of happened under the radar. The three that have changed are these. So, first up we have the fulvic acid brightening cleanser, which is now just known as the fulvic acid cleanser. So it still has the problem of that fulvic acid being front and centre in the name, name. This is the original name and tube, by the way, but I think this is an improvement on what they were saying before. The jury's out on whether this product will actually brighten the skin. The fulvic acid, which is derived from peat, is in a really minuscule concentration in this. Is it going to brighten the complexion? Probably not. There is some vitamin C derived from a plum extract in here, which could at the margins, and it's actually quite a good cleanser. But in the newer bottles, they've actually removed the brightening from the bold title. It's still there in some of the marketing blur, but it's not front and center. I think this is a big step forward, because will this product actually brighten the skin? Probably not. You're going to need a whole lot more in your skincare routine. Another product that went through the rebranding is this. This is the INKEY List Collagen Booster Serum, now just called the INKEY List Collagen Peptide Serum. Now, a very small change, but one that I think is significant. So there is nothing in here that's going to boost the levels of collagen and elastin in the skin. So I think that original name was really misleading. Rebranding it as the Collagen Peptide Serum, I think makes more sense. The brand says that whilst the peptides used in this formulation won't boost the levels of collagen and elastin in the skin, they will mimic the results that you'll get from increased collagen anyway, so kind of giving you a temporary fix. This is definitely the case, and the ingredients that they've used will give a plumpness to the skin, they'll give a temporary fading of those fine lines and wrinkles, and will actually hydrate the complexion. So I do think it's a good product, but calling it a collagen booster serum, super misleading. Calling it a collagen peptide serum, I think, you know, the jury's out on how transparent that's actually been, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Finally, we've had the rebranding of the INKEY List Tranexamic Acid Overnight Treatment. So this is actually a genuinely good product. It was one of my favourites from the INKEY List, but it always puzzled me why they called it the overnight treatment. Most studies show that tranexamic acid is most effective against hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration when you use it twice a day. So why were they directing that this should be used just exclusively in the evening? Seemed a little bit convoluted and kind of not following the science. Well, they've dropped the overnight. It's now just called the INKEY List Tranexamic Acid Serum. This is the rebranding I think that got the most chatter online, with people saying, is this actually still the same product? It absolutely is. I think it just comes with a more clear user direction. You can absolutely use this twice a day for maximum benefits. So by removing the overnight component of it, I think it's just easier to understand and know how to layer this in your skincare routine. I think these subtle changes, coupled with some of the new INKEY List launches, the azelaic acid 10% is now back in stock. It went through like a trial period, it got discontinued, and now it's back. And it's just called the INKEY List Azelaic Acid 10% Serum. Similarly, they've offered a phytic acid serum, which again, key ingredient is phytic acid. So I think almost they're going back to basics and back to their original ethos of the brand, which I fully support. I can definitely see that future launches will be moving away from that heavy marketing focus and actually relying on the quality of the ingredients and the products to actually sell them, rather than trying to bamboozle the consumer with some sexy sounding ingredient that actually isn't going to deliver a whole lot of benefit for your skincare routine. I definitely think this is early days, but the reason I wanted to cover this is I do believe in those second chances. Whilst I've been left a little bit cold feeling towards the INKEY List based on all that I've just described in this video, if they continue to take a look, listen to the feedback and say, actually, if a product isn't going to brighten the complexion in a meaningful way, should we be calling it a brightening cleanser? Probably not. If it's not going to boost the levels of collagen, should we call it a collagen booster serum? Again, probably not. And in the future, should we apply any of these tactics to our newer launches? No, let's just take it back to basics and call it what it is, an azelaic acid serum. And I would definitely applaud that. I will definitely be giving the INKEY List a second chance and a second look if this seems to be played out in the next couple of months, that this is the direction they're taking the brand in. I would love to know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Do you think the INKEY List is listening, or do you think they're just making these small tweaks on the back of the lot of negative press and feedback that the brand seems to be giving? Are they trying to salvage their reputation, or do you genuinely think there's been a change of heart at the top of this brand? Let me know in the comment section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.